If you're a beginner in the fashion industry and you're finding it difficult to take accurate measurements of your clients, now this video is for you. Don't scroll. Hi guys, my name is Gifty and you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time bumping on this channel, please kindly give us a subscribe, like, share and drop a comment. So on today's episode, on today's tutorial, I'll be showing us how to take basic measurements, how to take accurate basic measurements if you're a female fashion designer. So stay tuned while we learn something. So I'll be using this mannequin as an example for us. So this is just like you having your client's ear and you want to take their measurements. So yeah, let's get ahead of it. So if you're taking a top measurement, a blouse measurement, make sure your tape rule is at the knee of the shoulder. Now the first thing you want to take is, if you're making a dress or a top that requires you to put a yoke at the upper part of the dress, so you take your shoulder, your tape on the nape of the shoulder, and you place it exactly where you want the depth of the yoke to be. It could be 5, 6 or 7 inches as the case may be. Then this is your neck. The collarbone here is where the neck starts from. Okay, so for you to now get the depth of the neck, you need to place your tape rule here. Now the distance, the normal neck distance is 3 inches when you're cutting. Okay, 3 inches deep, yeah, when you're cutting. So from that 3 inches depth of your client, you can bring it down to get the exact where they want their plung or the depth of the neck to be. It could be V-neck or a plung neckline. So yeah, as the case may be. So the next thing is to get the bust point. Make sure your tape is on the nipple of your client's bust. Okay, so in that case, when you want to measure them, you can tell your client to wear a particular bra they wear mostly. If they are wearing a padded bra, tell them to wear it. If they are wearing, but make sure they are wearing a good bra. Okay, so identify your client's nipple point. The nipple point of this mannequin is 9.5. So when you identify your client's nipple points, you write it down. Then the next thing you take is your under bust. You take your tape rule down to the under bust of your client. Okay, so this is why it is essential for your client to be wearing bra when you're taking their measurements. So the under bust of my mannequin is 13 inches, as you can see. Then now the next thing you want to do is to get the waistline. Now the waist, you can tie your tape on the waist of your measurement of your client. The waist part of the body is the innermost part of the body. On the waistline, there is no bone on the waistline for an individual. It is that place that you can press, that pressure can be applied on. There is no bone in between that place. So that is your waistline. Okay, so for this mannequin, this O here is signifying where the waistline is. Okay, so if you don't know how to get the waistline of your client, kindly get a tape and tie it on their waist firmly. You'll be able to get the innermost part because there is no bone on the waist part, and that is why when you cinch the waist, it is always still very comfortable. Okay, so the next thing you do is to get your waist measurement. You're still maintaining your tape on the nape of the shoulder. Then you take it to your waist measurement. So the waist measurement of this mannequin is 16 inches. Now the next thing you want to do is to take the upper hip measurement. The upper hip measurement is this side, where your blouse will be relaxing on, or where your top will be resting on. Okay, so you take your tape again back to the nape of the shoulder, then you take it to the upper hip measurement, and this is what you have here. Then the next thing is you go to the hip line. You want to take your hip line measurement. Now this is where the hip is. This is the prominent side of the hip, and that is where your hip line is. So whenever you're bringing your tape from the nape of the shoulder, make sure your tape is standing on the bust point and it's coming down to where the hip is. Here we have 26. Let me show it to you. This is the most prominent part of the hip side. If you want to make a bustier top or a bustier gown, after taking your bust point, you need to get your nipple to nipple measurement, the distance between the two nipples. And that's why it is essential for your client to be wearing a fitted bra. So all you need to do is to place the edge of your tape on the first nipple side and connect it to the second nipple side. So this is 6.5. For me, a size 10, mine is 7 inches. Okay, so make sure you get it correctly. It has to be the distance from one nipple to the other. That is how you get your nipple points. Now the next thing we want to do is to get our bust circumference. When getting your bust circumference, make sure your tape is straight at the back of your client, and make sure your tape is on the most prominent side of the bust. So you place one finger under the just one finger under the tape measurement, and you hold like this. You know, this is a mannequin, so the tape is actually not staying on the body, but I want to show you how the back should look like. It has to be straight. The tape has to be on a straight line like this from the back side, then like this to the front side. I hope you get that. So that is for the bust measurement, the bust circumference. Then the next thing you want to do is the under bust circumference. This is a mannequin, so I will try and use my hand to hold this, but tape stays very well on people's body. So you make sure it is also on a straight line as well, just the same way we did for the bust part. Then if you are taking your waist also, make sure it is straight like this. Make sure it is straight, and always make sure you have one finger in between your measurements, in between, just one finger. That is to get your accurate measurement. Okay, so you can now decide if you want it to be bigger than this or smaller, depending on what you're working on, but this is how to take a basic measurement. Then you go down to the upper hip. I don't know if this is going to stay on the mannequin, but this is how your upper hip is measured. The tape has to be like this from the back side. Okay, now to the hip measurement, you place your tape on the most prominent side of your hip, on the most prominent part of your hip, and make sure it is straight. Okay, so when you do that, make sure it is on a straight line like this, and this is how you get your basic measurement. It is pretty easy and pretty simple. All you need to do is to learn and put in the work, and you'll be glad you did. It's so easy. So in the comments, you can drop what part of the body measurements would you like me to work on or to show you. Like I said, this is just how to take a basic measurement, your bust measurement, your waist measurements, and your hip measurements. If you are still watching the video till this moment and you are yet to subscribe, please kindly give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thank you for watching. My name is Gifty, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.